Thank you. You can put your hand down. All right, calls number 42, the state of Beverly DeVere Kiker. Good morning, Mr. Quigley.
He's muted.
I don't even see. Where'd he
It's-
go? There he is. Yeah, John, you're muted.
At the bottom of the screen.
Mhm.
So what?
We do so many of these meetings.
There
There
it
you go. George,
Praise
this
the
makes
Lord.
feeling better. I think it took him longer than it did you. You may proceed, Counselor.
Mr. DeVille, I understand that your sister or aunt Jill has resigned as independent executrix and you're named in the will as successor. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And I understand there's a necessity to continue the administration of this estate. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you're named in the will as a successor. Or as far as you know, are you qualified to do that job?
Yes, sir.
Very well. That's all we have, Your Honor.
All right, I hereby appoint the successor executor of the state of Beverly DeVille Kiker. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Yeah, I don't have to.
All right, calls number 113, the state of Mark Mark Justin Adams. Ms. Clapper, good morning.
Good morning, Judge. I don't have my two attesting witnesses on screen yet, but I have my executrix and applicant present, and we can go forward.
Okay, yeah, we can move forward with those and we'll come back to your, excuse me. You may
Excuse me,
proceed.
Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Alicia,
I'm one of the-
thank you.
Yeah, Alicia's
I'm one of
on.
the
Okay.
witnesses.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hi. So we just need Mr. Jackson when he comes into, I thought it
Okay,
was.
go ahead and go with your two, and then you can see if you can get a hold of Mr. Jackson, and we'll come
All
back
right,
to him.
thank you, Judge. Is your name Laura Jean Adams?
Yes, it is.
And are you the sister of Mark Justin Adams?
Yes, I am.
And Mr. Adams died in Chambers County, Texas on August 23rd, 2022 at the age of 62.
That is correct.
And he had been a resident of Chambers County, Texas for more than 6 months before his death.
Yes.
And his last permanent residence, and still his residence, is at 2219 Osage Drive, Baytown, Texas 77523 in Chambers County.
Yes.
At the time of his death, he had not only property, but his residency here in Chambers County for jurisdiction, correct?
Correct.
Now, was he married when he died?
No, he was not.
He had been married twice, once to Cheryl Lynn Adams, which marriage ended October the 9th of 84 in Liberty County District Court 253rd. And was any child born or adopted during that marriage?
No.
And the second marriage was to Buffy Renee Howell on February 11th of 99, ended in a divorce on October 16 of 2000 in Harris County, Texas, in the 246th District Court. Was any child born to or adopted during his marriage?
No.
All right. During his lifetime, his whole lifetime, did he have any child, know of any child, adopt any child, bring any child into his residence to raise the child?
No.
So he was without heirs.
Correct.
The heirs that are his heirs would be his mom, Louise Olga Adams, and she has a guardian who is your sister, Sharon Davis.
Correct.
And then 5 brothers and sisters, Laura Jean Adams, John Adams Jr., Joseph Adams, Sharon Davis, and Karen Williams.
Correct.
Now, Karen Williams' son. And each one of those, Sharon Davis, as the guardian of your mom, has signed an affidavit, and then each one of the brothers and sisters have signed a waiver of service of appearance and affidavit, and it's filed with the court. Would ask you to take notice of that, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. So that.
All right, now there was a will that Mr. Adams mailed to you.
Yes.
And now looking at it this morning, I think that may be the original will that you brought with you from California.
Very well.
But we are going to check once you get your letters over at, where did you think it might be since you couldn't find it?
Community resource.
Community resource over in Baytown.
Yes.
So you will check there.
Yes.
But this one looks they didn't use blue ink, it's the problem, right?
Right.
But it definitely does look like the original will. Now, the will is signed, and I'd like you to read that out to the court. What is the date of the signing of the will?
27th day of August, 2013.
All right, and do you recognize your brother's signature?
Yes, I
You've
do.
seen it before.
Oh, yes.
And is that indeed Mark Justin Adams' signature on the will?
Yes.
And it's witnessed by Stephanie C. Dela Cruz and Alicia Vasquez, who's with us today,
Yes.
in front of a notary, Rosemary Morales.
Correct.
All right. The will designates you as the executor to probate the will and do what he's giving you a list of wishes,
Correct.
and you're going to follow those.
Yes.
And is there any prohibition to you being the executrix of the estate?
No.
You haven't been convicted of any crime of moral turpitude or anything like that.
No.
And you're willing to do what your brother has asked you to do.
Yes.
In fact, he was so adamant about you doing that and we have delivered the original of this envelope that you sent us.
Mhm.
He mailed it on what day?
August 27, 2013.
The same day he signed the will, he sent what you always thought was a copy
Mhm.
to you in California,
Correct.
so that you would come back to Texas and probate his estate and his will.
Correct.
Okay. Right, and you're asking the court to admit the will to probate after we have proved it up with the two witnesses, because we're admitting it as a copy, though I think we have the original in our hand right now, but I'm not sure, right?
Correct.
And that you will do all that is required of you in order, the inventory and everything else that's required of you under Texas law. And you have, once you are appointed, you have designated your brother as the in-state agent for the estate because you are a California resident.
Correct.
All right. I pass this witness, Your Honor, and I'll go on to Ms. Vasquez.
No question. You may proceed, Ms. Vasquez.
Thank you. Is your name Alicia Vasquez?
Yes, it is.
Am I saying that correct?
Yes, you are.
All right. And I sent you a copy of the will of Mark Justin Adams, and you looked at it, did you not?
Yes, I did.
And going to that back page, do you recognize your signature on that?
Yes, I do.
On the will. And you also signed an affidavit for the court, which has been filed in the records of this case, which indicates that you signed it in the presence of Stephanie C. Dela Cruz,
Yes,
in the law office of Danny Jackson,
correct.
and in the presence also of Rosemary Morales, the notary.
Yes, that's correct.
And you were all in one room, and Mr. Adams told you, in fact, y'all actually drafted the will at his directions, correct?
Correct.
And so with the formalities of swearing him in and y'all signing all at the same time, you're telling the court that this is a true and correct copy that has been presented to the court of the will of Mark Justin Adams.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And is Mr. Jackson in your firm at this time?
I believe he is in his office.
Okay. Do you think he could come to your office and just say the same things right now?
Sure. Let me go get him. Just 1 second.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Is that okay? And then we'll be done, Judge.
Okay. Danny, they need you in court. because you prepared it in your office.
I'm
Good
here.
morning, Danny.
Birthday. No, I didn't. I was happy. I always wanted one. It finally came. And then, no.
So you're saying she.
I did not.
May I buy that?
May I
And why are
discuss
you
the
showing
chain, Your
for it?
Honor?
Thank you.
May I discuss the chain?
Yeah.
I planned a big party for him for 50.
What's it on?
It's on right, you're on right now.
Good morning, Danny. How are you?
Good morning. How you doing?
Hey,
I'm
Danny.
good.
All right, let me swear you in. Raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're giving today is true and correct, so help you God?
I do.
You may proceed, Counselor.
Danny, we sent you a copy of the last will and testament that you prepared for Mark Justin Adams.
Yes.
Okay. And did you look at the will?
Yes.
All right. And did you see that your staff, Stephanie C. Dela Cruz and Alicia Vasquez,
Yes.
signed as witnesses in your office on August the 27th of 2013,
That's true.
in the presence of Rosemary Morales, also a member of your staff, the notary.
Yes.
So this would be a true and correct copy of the will that you prepared for Mr. Adams, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much. And sorry to have disturbed you this morning.
No
Hey,
problem.
Danny.
See you again.
Y'all take care.
You too.
We rest, Your Honor.
All right, everybody, admits the will of probate, authorized letters, or a copy of the will at this
Thank
time
you.
for probate, authorized letters. Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, Ms. Vasquez.
You're welcome.
All right, cause number 114, the state of Nancy Helen Walsh. Good morning, Mr. Davidson.
Good morning again, Judge.
You may proceed, Counselor.
Thank you, sir. Your Honor, Nancy Helen Walsh died on October 23rd, 2022, Kingwood, Harris County, Texas, at the age of 62 years, and 4 years have not elapsed since the date of her passing. This court has jurisdiction in venue in that she had a fixed place of residence here in Chambers County at the time of her death. To the best of my knowledge, the document that has been tendered to the court dated September 24th, 2019, which purports to be her last will and testament, has never been revoked. And I would request that the court take judicial notice that the original of the will is in the court's possession.
So done.
No state, governmental agency, or charitable organization is named in the will as a devisee, and after the date of the will, there were no children born to or adopted by the decedent. No marriage of the decedent was dissolved after the date the will was made. The will named Jeannie Ann Follis to serve as independent executor to serve without bond. She is qualified and not disqualified to serve in that capacity, Your Honor. And we're asking that the will be admitted to probate. This is not a taxable estate, and that the appraisers be waived.
All right, everybody, admits the will of probate, authorized letters.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, number 115, the state of Severo Ricardo Sassy.
All right. I'll just keep rolling.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, Severo Ricardo Wasasi passed away on October 17th, 2022, Baytown, Chambers County, Texas, at the age of 58 years, and 4 years have not passed since the date of his death. He also had a fixed place of residence in Chambers County at the time of his death, giving this court jurisdiction in venue. To the best of my knowledge, the document that has been tendered to the court dated October 16th, 2022, which purports to be his last will and testament, was never revoked. And again, would request that the court take judicial notice that the original of the will is in the court's possession.
So done.
No state, governmental agency, or charitable organization is named in the will as a devisee. After the date of the will, there were no children born to or adopted by the decedent, nor was there a marriage of the decedent dissolved after the date that the will was named. His will named his wife, Eva Carolyn Wasasi, to serve as independent executor and to serve without bond. She is qualified and not disqualified to serve in that capacity. Again, this is a non-taxable estate and would request that appraisers be waived. That's all I've got, Your Honor.
All right, everybody, admits the will of probate and authorized letters. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
You too.
Appreciate it.
Number 118, the state of Janelle Bork Newton.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. McCall. You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Your name is Joe Newton, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you were married to Janelle Bork Newton?
Yes,
She passed away on October 20th of this year, is that correct?
that's correct.
And she had her fixed place of residence in Chambers County on the day she passed away?
Yes,
And you filed her last will and testament for probate in this court, is that right?
that's correct.
And you recognize this to be a copy of the original that we filed with the court?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and this will's dated August the 23rd of 2011. You recognize that to be her signature?
Yes, sir.
And as far as you know, she never revoked this will, did she?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, and she didn't leave anything to any charity or governmental institution?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, she didn't have any children born to her or adopted to her after the date of the will?
Not that I know
Okay, y'all never got divorced after the date of the
of.
will?
No.
Okay, and the will names you as the independent executor,
Yes, sir.
and you're not disqualified in any way from serving as the independent executor?
No.
And you're here today asking that the court approve your application to probate the will, name you as the independent executor, and sign an order to that effect.
Yes, sir.
That's all I have, Judge.
Hereby admit the will of probate and author the letters.
Thank you,
Counsel.
Judge.
Folks, have a good day. Last but not least, cause number 120, the state of Susan J. Hudnall.
Thank you, Judge. Good
Good
morning.
morning, Counselor.
Good morning, Judge. If I may proceed.
You may proceed, sir.
Judge, we're here on the probated will of Susan J. Hudnall. And her husband of many years happens to be sitting behind me. And he
I see him.
he wanted to listen in.
Good.
She died on October 26, 2022. They've been a longtime resident of Chambers County, Texas, domiciled out there in Barbers Hill. Document dated June 18, 2007 is her last will and testament. So far as I know, it was prepared by me at her request and direction and not revoked. A necessity exists for the administration of the estate. There is no children born or adopted after the date of the will. She was married to George, seated behind me, from 1970, August 15th, 1970. There is no gifts to charitable organizations or any governmental entity. It's a non-taxable estate. I'd ask that appraisers be waived. She had never applied for Medicaid benefits. Named George N. Hudall, sitting behind me as independent executor to serve without bond. He's not disqualified. I request that the court take judicial notice of the will and to appoint George N. Hudall as independent executor. That's all I have, Judge.
So done. Good to
Thank
see
you,
you, George.
Judge.
Take care. You too, Dick. Have a good day.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas
Merry
to y'all.
Christmas to you.
You too, Melinda.
You too, Melinda. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, Mr. Dawson.
Oh, there's Christy.
Now I see y'all.
Take care.